A last-minute formatting change was announced for this Thursday's final presidential debate.
You know, didn't you talk to Phil about this for election night on Peacock? You know, we're going to be on Peacock election night. And
yes.
you were asking to have this
so I could turn you
change.
Off?
Yeah, exactly. Just
I
press
could
a button.
turn your volume down and say, Joe, shushy. No, actually, we want to hear you election night as we're calling all this and trying to figure out where things are going. The Commission on Presidential Debates announced yesterday that each candidate will have their microphones cut off while their opponent delivers initial 2-minute answers to each debate topic. The bipartisan group said both microphones will be on during open discussion segments of the debate. This is so not hard. I don't know why it took so long to figure this out. Mike Barnicle.
You know, even if they mute the mics, I bet we will still be able to hear Donald yapping, as Joe speaks. And certainly when the mics are open, it'll be no holds barred. I don't know whether anything is going to happen in the debate that's going to alter what's going on right now in the country. I doubt it, but it's just the initial debate, the damage that he did himself is eternal.
Yeah, and so Claire McCaskill, Trump's people say he's going to be calmer, more reserved. He's not. He's incapable of being that way. He was the White House reporters say he was angrier yesterday than they've ever seen him. And yeah, the microphone's going to be cut off. But how many times is he going to be calling Joe Biden a criminal? How many times is he going to be saying he should go to jail? How many times is he going to keep doing the sort of things that caused him so much damage in the first debate?
Well, he is not going to be able to be what his campaign needs him to be. And the sad thing is he will continue. He thinks Hunter Biden is the same word as her emails. He thinks that somehow attacking the president's, the vice president's son is the only thing he needs to do to get him across the finish line. It got him impeached trying to get dirt on Biden. And this idea that he could do this and this is somehow going to move the needle, it's not going to work, but he's still going to do it. He's going to try to dirty up Vice President Joe Biden. And frankly, at this point, I think Joe Biden is very Teflon-esque when it comes to those particular attacks because they've been out there so long and they haven't made one bit of difference in his numbers.
Yeah, Gene, we've heard Trump people say from his campaign he's got to move the needle a little bit at this final debate. Unclear what that means exactly. Is he suddenly, after 4 years, going to look appealing to senior voters who've turned on him because he's ignored the pandemic? Is he going to suddenly look appealing to the suburban women he's been hemorrhaging in polling all of a sudden through one performance? He is who he is.
I think he is who he is. I don't think he changes his spots during this last debate. Look, typical Donald Trump behavior that we have seen over time is he will double down. He'll double down on everything that he's doing. He'll double down on, we're talking too much about the pandemic, and I've done a great job on it anyhow, and let's move on. Even as cases rise, let's move on. He'll double down on Joe Biden is a criminal, and say the name Hunter Biden a million times. He'll double down on just the series, the litany of lies that he tells about his record, about the economic record, about his social justice and racial justice record, about everything, and he will hope to bring some Republicans home on the fringes, I guess. But I don't see this being promising. It'll be interesting to see what the ratings are for this debate and how many people watch it.
All right.
Well, before we go to break, Admiral McRaven in the Wall Street Journal put out a piece. If we remain indifferent to our role in the world, if we retreat from our obligation to our citizens and our allies, and if we fail to choose the right leader, then we will pay the highest price for our neglect and short-sightedness. I voted for Joe Biden.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.